Hello everyone and welcome to the actual midweek video where we are back in Cascadeur, and you can see the screen is very full of information because I decided against better judgment that I wanted to do the more complex and harder animation first, which is the animation of the angel girl taking her halo and cleaning it. Now, why is this the harder part? First of all, I have to somehow make sure that when I animate this in Cascadeur, she is actually grabbing the halo. So I had to at least put in the Genesis 2 figure with the halo. Then when I made sure that the whole animation is looking good and Cascadeur is clean, is working in Cascadeur, then I have to take this over to Daz Studio, which I did, of course, and I have to then put in stuff like the cleaning rag or whatever you want to call it, and the halo, and make sure they actually are animated, because if she just grabbed the halo and the halo stays where she is and she just waves her hand in front of herself, it looks kind of stupid. And that was all the stuff I had to do, which took a lot of time, but I did it. I will not take any constructive criticism at this point on the animation at the end. I'm very happy with how this turned out, and I will not do this again. It was a nightmare. Okay, let's dive into the thing. You can see that I have two Genesis figures right now in Cascadeur. I basically imported the angel as well, so I had the angel as a reference. I could have done just Genesis 2 with the halo, but I wanted to have the angel so that I could actually see where the where the halo is, and put in the hands accordingly. After I've done the part with grabbing the halo, I deleted the figure, which I shouldn't have done, because of course she puts the halo back on, and this is not fitting, so it is what it is. I did it anyway, and I made more of the animation. As you can see right now, I'm doing the whole hand animation of cleaning the halo, which is basically just a copy paste of the same motion with the hands, and then I basically hit the hand behind the back again, because she's putting away the cleaning rag again. Basically pulls it out of nowhere and cleans the halo, and then puts it back into nowhere space. Maybe she has a bag of holding behind her. I don't know. You don't know. For all we know, she probably always has a cleaning rag for the halo with her. And yeah, so I did part of the whole thing in Cascadeur, which was the easier part. Finally she's basically taking the halo with both hands and then putting it back on, which is the end of the animation here. And that is all I did in Cascadeur so far. The whole thing is about 450 frames, so 15 seconds, which is, I think, the second longest animation I did after the 30-second idle animation, but this is probably the longest animation I did with actual content inside, that is not just idling around. After I did everything, I basically decided I'm going to move the legs around, which was not the bestest of ideas. I could have done that before, because now the legs are very only moving in a few frames, like there is a lot of static in the legs itself. So basically there's not really that much going on with the legs and the lower torso. I could have done that better, but it is what it is. Yeah, I exported the whole thing to Daz Studio. Basically went into Daz Studio, and yeah, first I had to change the angel because I forgot to actually change the hair on the base scene. And now that I basically have the base scene set up again, we are going in, and I've imported the thing, the animation over from Cascadeur. I'm now rigging the, I'm now applying it to the figure. I actually forgot where I saved it, so I basically had to save it twice, and then I found it. So yeah, so far it looks good. No, it's okay. And then I had to basically do the rag, and I had to do the halo, and I unfortunately don't have all of this because at some point I paused my recording and I forgot to unpause it as usual. I modeled the rack, basically just a bit of modeling and put it in. And yeah, right now I'm basically animating all the other stuff like the wings, and this is something that is easy in Cascadeur, in Daz Studio, because every body part, every node has its own timeline. I can animate the wings, then I can go back, animate the head or the facial expressions, then I can go back, animate the legs, for example. That is something that makes it way easier in Daz to animate than in Cascadeur, because in Cascadeur you copy the whole thing and not just the partial nodes. So you have to actually make sure that in every frame, in every keyframe, you fix the whole thing, or you have to go through all keyframes again and render fixes for the contingency to work for the plotline. Yeah, going back, I'm basically just edited in the blinking, because this is something that is definitely needed. And I also started with the facial expression, like she's looking up at her halo here. She's like, wait, something is weird, something is odd. A bit of more facial expressions with the mouth. This time I tried to give her a bit more character. She's looking a bit not frustrated, I don't really know the word, not annoyed. She's more like, oh, what is this? She's a bit surprised, I think. And yeah, I basically did all this stuff first before I actually sat down and made the whole animation with the halo. The rag was relatively simple because I could made it follow the hand all the time, and just scale it up and down. So basically it is invisible at the beginning because it's scaled to 0%, and once she pulls it out, it is going to the scaling I needed for it to be there. I had to split the whole thing into 3 sections because the halo, at first, the halo is the one she has on her head. When she's grabbing it, I basically stopped I stopped the animation, the rendering, and the part between her grabbing the halo, cleaning it, and putting it back is basically, the halo is a separate object that is following the hand. And once she puts it back at the very end, like the last 30 or 40 frames are the original halo that she wears again. So basically this is a back and forth between 2 states of the animation, which I then put together into one video. So I rendered basically 3 different short animation pieces. Yeah, and this is basically how I did this. If you are interested in the splitting of the animation, I can do a separate video, show you how I did this. But it is, yeah, it's not really that interesting. That's it for this. That's how I did this specific video, and I hope that on Sunday I can do the live stream and you can see the angel in action, so stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching, enjoy the animation, and I hope I see you on the weekend. Until then, stay healthy, stay safe, and I'll see you guys around.